probably hear me. And we're off, guys. How ya doing? This is the real Hake here. And it is Tuesday, July 5th, 2022 AD. Anno Domini. Hake is never late on the TalkStream app. Thank you, Nugget Man. Thank you, man. That's right. You can catch Hake on the TalkStream Live app. And it is 9:01 still a.m. U.S. Pacific Daylight Time here in Los Angeles. Hope you had a nice, happy July 4th, also known as 4th of July, better known as Independence Day. That's right. And you know what? We will cover some mess that happened on the 4th of July. 4th of July. The Highland Park, Illinois killings. Is it killings or killing, Lin Yan Shin? Are you there? Gavin Newsom, Gavin Gruesome, beta governor of California. He's trying to advertise and tell people in Florida, he's like trolling, telling people in Florida to come over here. Silly. I say that's silly. He's being silly, but I will play his little ad. It's cute. It's cute. And I will also be getting to your calls and giving you some wisdom, courtesy of Pocket, courtesy of Firefox. You know, these liberal outlets targeting the women, but they have some interesting information sometimes. Talking about sleep, a lack of sleep, and what it can do to your body. Don't get a lack of sleep, guys and gals. Sleep is good for you. Sleep early. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy and wealthy and wise. It is the old saying. Is it silly? I don't know. All that and your calls. But anyway, are we doing okay? Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Let's get right on with the show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how are you guys doing? I am fine. Shout out to the Facebook crew as well as Odyssey, ODYSEE.com/@ The Hake Report. I will be getting to your super chats, guys. You can super chat on Streamlabs or Odyssey or both if you're really ambitious. By the way, I am wearing my Joshua Tree t-shirt. It's a little fox. I think it's a fox, not a wolf, but it's a cool looking dog type thing. I like it. Guys, yes, with my orange t-shirt. It is not from the Hake Report website, but you can get Hake t-shirts by going to thehakereport.com and then looking for the Teespring link in the menu there. But let me get right to this shooting. I don't think it's a normal white. I don't think this guy's a normal white. I've been telling you guys about these Italians. Some Italians are cool. Some of you guys are all right. We have some Italians in the chat. One of them I had to ban. Always talking about day drinking. I'll get to you day drinkers, maybe. You day drinkers. I'm shaking my head. But we love you. But, I don't know, get a job or something. But anyway, this guy, you guys heard about the Highland Park shootings? Did you catch the Jesse Lee Peterson show coverage of it? This guy, there was this 22-year-old male suspect, allegedly. He shot and killed, something like 6 people and injured 30-something others, 30 hospitalized after this Highland Park, not to be confused with Los Angeles. where the Mexican gangs were targeting blacks at random way back, like in 2007. It was even covered by the SPLC, Newsweek, LA Slimes, NPR. Yeah, the Mexican gangs were targeting the blacks at random over here. And in Azusa and everywhere. But Highland Park, the suburb of Illinois City, Chicago suburb, very pretty well-to-do area, I think, by the way. $700,000 average home price, depending on what average you're measuring, which type of average. $714,000 home prices per April 2022. 30,000 people in the town. Sounds like, yeah, I'm taking shots at Master Jim. Sounds almost like, I think, Temple City. Temple City over here, beautiful little town. Some of you may not have heard of it. I think Temple City is 30,000 people. Nice little suburb. Oh, turn on the AC. There's already too much hot air going on in here. But, oh my gosh, this guy over in Highland Park, Michigan, a purportedly white rapper. That's, you know, if you're Jewish or Italian or Irish, you could call yourself white, but it's with an asterisk, you know? Because you're more likely to be Catholic, which is not the normal white in America. We pilgrims came to this country for our freedom of religion. That is freedom to be a real Christian and not a Church of England, right? And not a Catholic, necessarily. We came to be Protestants, pilgrims in America. And then we let you guys in because you're Christians too. But this Italian wants to be a rapper. This guy played like he was a Trump supporter. I don't know if I buy it. I disavow. He was not a normal white. And he's alive. So, okay, he's part white because he's alive. This attacker who allegedly shot up the parade. A crazy situation. Reminds me vaguely of the Las Vegas terror attack on the country music festival. Country music has taken a dive, by the way. I will have you know. It's turned into pop. It's basically turned into rap with this bragging and lack of morals and simping, meaning kissing up to the women and being pathetic. No. Cussing up a storm unnecessarily. It's pathetic. Here's a drudge. I have like a ton of pictures from this thing, like 22 pictures. We're just gonna kind of go through these pictures. Drudge. I looked at Drudge's past couple of days. Drudge Report. Remember when I used to be James Drudge Report Hake? Now I'm James CNN Commie Nonsense Network Hake. But I went back to Drudge. You happy with me? American Madness. Nation's 309th mass shooting this year. Okay, Drudge. Whatever, Matt Drudge. I don't know if it's Matt running the show anymore over there. But the shooter was on a store roof, allegedly, according to the thing. I know what I have to do, read one quote from this guy. A nutty person. Just totally nutty. Let's see. They shared pictures from when he was arrested. Robert Crimo. Crimo, that's not a normal white name. Age 22, in his Honda Fit. Honda Fit, 2010 Honda Fit, by the way. Honda Fit is like a liberal car, by the way. Although his dad was not a liberal, or is not a liberal. At least not outwardly a liberal. At heart, he may be a liberal. His mom sounds kind of like a liberal. He had weird YouTube clips. He was arrested 7 miles from where he shot up the people, allegedly, right? 5 adults and maybe a kid, I don't know the age of the 6th victim. An additional 24 or 30 people hospitalized, ages 8 to 85. 22-year-old Robert Bobby Crimo III, who also called himself Awake the Rapper. Typical people think that they're awake. Honda Fit, that's not a normal white car. Yeah, it's not. And it's 2010, so it makes me think that he didn't work for that car, but maybe he did. He is in custody, meaning he did not get himself killed by the police like some non-whites get themselves killed by police. Hake, that guy wasn't a normal Italian. He didn't start a mafia, says Stephen Absolution. Shout out to Stephen. Everybody a rapper. Exactly. This gun male, I call him gun male because he's not a man. They call him gunman. But he's not. He's a gun male. Use an automatic rifle? Was it an automatic rifle or is that Daily Mail's sloppy fake news? Full auto or semi-auto? One trigger squeeze, one bullet, or one round, or whatever you call it. You gun people, you guys know your stuff. Confused residents, bump fire, bump stock. Confused residents could not tell if the gunshots were fireworks or firecrackers that were part of the festivities. No need for a bump stock to bump fire, says Nicolas. Oh, he knows. Yeah, I thought about that. So I was driving up the freeways, all around, across and up and down the freeways yesterday. No, yeah, he drove a Honda Fit. Embarrassing, huh? It's like a little hatchback, not even a Civic. And it was just explosions in the sky everywhere when I was driving. All night, even before the night fell. Explosions in the sky. It's more than last year and the year before too was like a war zone. It's more than I've ever experienced. More than when we were actually patriotic, I think. Right? I wonder what that is. I wonder if we're just, America's on decline. And these people are just a bunch of Hispanics and Asians who just like shoot an excuse to shoot fireworks. It's Mexicans, says Nicolas. Yeah, I think so too. I think that they just like excuses to shoot fireworks. They do it all year, but this is like, it's heavy in the week of the 4th of July. The 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. I think that these are not real patriots. I appreciate that they do it even during the communist shutdowns in overreaction to the China virus. The liberal media was all upset that the people were expressing their freedom to shoot fireworks. I wish that they would have their, express their freedom of speech and freedom to be moral rather than freedom to be immoral, because that's not real freedom, you know? Anyway, back to this. Yeah, it's confusing. You don't know. Like, somebody could easily just do a bomb or a shooting and get away with it. It's like the perfect, not to give you guys ideas, hopefully criminals don't listen to Hake's show, but it's the perfect cover, in my opinion. What a mess. So they were confused whether it was fireworks, firecrackers, or gunshots. They eventually picked up that it was gunshots. Crazy, huh? Opened fire from the roof of a store on the parade route. Is it route or route? Videos showed them running for their lives once they realized the shooter had opened fire. Chicago Sun-Times reporter Lynn Sweet, in attendance, shared photo of what she termed the bloodbath. Witnesses say lifeless body lay in pools of blood. Sorry, kids. Although some kids are not that sensitive and they can handle, a little bit of reality, right? Don't get all emotional about it. Highland Park is one of the most affluent suburbs of Chicago's North Shore, known for its low crime. Well, not anymore. That's from Daily Mail. And you see this guy getting arrested with his dark brown hair, his mulatto Italian look. Anyway, I'm trying to distance myself from this guy. Arrested after an hours-long manhunt. And there's pictures of this guy being all goofy and looking weird and dressing up as Where's Waldo, that Where's Waldo guy, at Trump parades, holding a Trump flag, being all skinny, tattoos on his face, putting out, you can just kind of cycle through these different things. He's putting out cartoons. He has colored blue and red hair, looking like he needs some sleep. And I'll get to sleep, hopefully. I mean, I'll get to the topic of sleep. But he looks like a punk. Not the good kind, if there is a good kind of punk. Just like a goofy guy with no sense. Doing the black, is that a communist black power fist? Or is it just like he's doing what would almost look like a Roman salute, except his fist is in the air. So it's not a Roman salute, it's a black power fist or a communist fist. Or else he's just being silly, which is the same thing. I'm looking at, these different pictures. Here's his car, 4-door, but tiny, Honda Fit, 2010, silver. He was believed to be driving that little thing. How embarrassing, huh? No wonder he committed that. Never mind. Allegedly. I wonder if that was one of his dad's car or his mother's car. I have a map of the parade route. Started at 10 in the morning, was supposed to end at 11, but about 10:20 or 10:14, I don't know. This guy started shooting up the place. Started a stampede. There's a picture of, I have some pictures of this victim called Nicholas Toledo, a grandfather among those killed. What a shame. A fisherman. Good tan. Maybe he's part Indian or something, like American Indian. Looked like a nice old man. There's this picture of this cop who has his both hands over his face like this. And I don't know if he's tired or just stressed or in grief, but it's a picture from far left AP, and the extreme left sloppy Daily Mail says, horror on Independence Day, a police officer bows his head in grief. How do you know it's in grief, Daily Mail? Next to abandoned strollers and chairs. Yeah, these people just left their stuff, got up and ran away after a shooting that killed 6 people in Highland Park, Illinois. And I have, look, there's a war flag. Pick 16. This war flag. The Ukraine war flag. I mean, it looks goofy. These police officers with their caution tape. In the background, I see a war flag. So this is not a peaceful town. It's a liberal town. Only liberals fly this Ukrainian flag. Only liberals. Not one conservative. I bet you Kevin Howe, who is in my chat and JLP's chat, I think, and he is, he supports the Ukrainian people, I think, a little bit, which is an honorable thing. I have Denny in Bulgaria who calls in and recognizes their dignity, the dignity of their of the Ukrainian refugees. And but I don't think that even they would fly this Ukrainian flag. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, here's a statement from J.B. Pritzker. I think he's a demon rat, also called a Democrat. He's a fat guy. You may have heard him on the JLP show, yapping, running his mouth. Today, I ask all Illinoisans to pray for the families who have been devastated by the evil unleashed this morning in Highland Park yesterday morning. For those who have lost loved ones and for those who've been injured, I also ask that we all pray for our first responders at all levels of government. All levels of government? First responders at all levels? Who are actively working to bring the suspect into custody. He's already been caught right now. Bravery undoubtedly saved innocent lives on the scene. There are no words for the kind of monster who lies in wait and fires into a crowd of families. Well, not much different from somebody who supports killing babies in the womb, buddy. Not too much different. Just you support killing babies in the womb. You bring the kind of, what is that type of emptiness? There's a word, it starts with an N. And nihilism? Yeah. Nicolas, host of Nick's Stream. He did a stream yesterday, by the way, guys. Catch it. Nick's Stream is on my, on the same network with me and on the Jesse Lee Peterson network. There are no words for the kind of evil that robs our neighbors of their hopes, their dreams, their futures. No words I can offer to lift the pain of those they left behind. Please know our state grieves with you that MK, I guess that maybe his wife, and I grieve with you. But our grief will not bring the victims back. Our prayers alone will not put a stop to the terror of rampant gun violence. Because you don't pray to God, you pray to Satan. And most of the people in the country do, seemingly now, right? I will stand firm with Illinoisans and Americans. We must and we will end this plague of gun violence. He can't help himself. He can't help but blame the guns. He is evil. Evil. He is the same evil that this guy's evil is. Why am I saying it like that? Here's another one from Sleepy Joe Biden, Sleazy Joe Biden, and then I will get to your calls, guys. Jill and I, Dr. Jill to you, Sleepy Joe, are shocked by the senseless gun violence. There's that buzzword again. Senseless gun violence. Brought grief to American community on this Independence Day. We're not so independent under you, sleaze bag. Sorry, kids. I've spoken to Governor Pritzker and Mayor Rottering. Yeah, it's a female mayor, by the way. Female mayor. How embarrassing. Sorry, cities who voted in female mayors. Not sorry. I recently signed the first major bipartisan gun reform legislation in almost 30 years into law. Thanks a lot. You only made the problem worse or exacerbated the symptoms. Dummy. Kids, I may be setting a bad example. Forgive me. There is much more work to do. And I'm not going to give up fighting the epidemic of gun violence. What a liar. And here's Brian Schatz. Brian Schatz is probably not a Christian. Blue checkmark on Twitter. I don't think they blue checkmark most Christians, do they? No. This militia is not well regulated at all. Says this snarky, dumb guy, he's jokey guy, not a Christian, with his unchristian anti-Second Amendment comment, pretending that, ooh, we need... Look at this tweet. Brian Schatz, Schatz. This militia is not well regulated at all. Because, we need a well-regulated militia. That means men, young men, well-trained, and well-disciplined. That doesn't mean government regulations. I almost call them an idiot and a dummy or something. But I don't want to be a bad example to the kids. Anyway, I will be getting to clip 11, guys. I know you guys like my getting to clip 11. But, Nancy Rottering is the town's mayor. Nancy Rottering. And speaking of this criminal, before I get back to calls, get two calls for the first time today. Crimo's father, Crimo, Bob Sr., runs, okay, so what's this guy's name? Bobby Crimo. Oh, yeah, he's Crimo III. What a mess. Bob Sr. runs two businesses, and his mom is an alternative healer. Oh, gosh. And I like some alternative healers. I like Dr. Singh, and, but come on, a woman. But anyway, Bob Sr. lost a 29... Oh, you have a picture of this Nicole... Is it Nicole? No, Nancy. Nervous Nancy Rottering. Aww. Is she mildly attractive? Her chin looks a little bit like my friend, no offense, friend, my competitor. No, that atheist guy who used to be a Christian and he had a lot of sex to get rid of his depression. I'm blanking. Oh, T-Jump. For some reason, her chin kind of reminds me of T-Jump. But anyway, this lady, and I use the term perhaps loosely, is a female mayor of that city. Didn't used to take much to run a self-running town. You know, white areas are pretty much self-running. You don't have to do much, I say. That's a dude. No, come on. That's mean. Anyway, Bob Sr. tried to run for mayor. This suspect's father. In 2019, he lost a 2019 mayoral campaign to a liberal who ran on a gun control platform. What is a town doing, saying anything about gun control? How dumb. Shame. You guys get what you deserve. I mean, you don't really deserve mass shootings, but you get what you begged for. You basically brought it on yourself by being like this. You know what I mean? Hake got no type. On the day of the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, Tejas, in May 2022, Crimo's father, Bob Sr., he's the second, right? He liked to tweet reading, "Protect the Second Amendment like your life depends on it." Yeah, you should. Because very frequently it does. MSN, Microsoft News, is that what this stands for? Says as gunfire explodes in a Chicago suburb, nowhere is safe. And that's true, but thanks to the liberals. Thanks to the liberals. Weak, angry conservatives, by the way, are liberals, I will have you know. If you have anger, you're a liberal. I learned that from a biblical question from Jesse Lee Peterson, and I'm holding on to that one. I know he says not to hold on to anything, but I'm holding on to that point because it's a fair point. Does he even lift? Asks Alfonso Lulz. Yeah, that he's pretty skinny. 22-year-olds can be skinny before they bulk up, but I mean, if he goes to prison, maybe he'll bulk up, and maybe he'll get some sense too. Hopefully, but maybe he deserves the death penalty. You know, look at that. No sense on that face. And he might not even be a full-blooded Italian, by the way. Yeah. Okay, let me get to some calls. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Sorry, kids, if I was inappropriate. Yeah, that nose, says Grandpa Daryl. Brett is a caller in Boulder, Colorado. Brett, thanks for holding. How are you doing?
Amazing. Hake, how you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you, man.
Yeah, so I just wanted to call about some fireworks going on here in Boulder last night.
Okay.
It's a complete ban on them because of, the fire stuff that happens out here.
Fire danger, huh?
But, yeah, exactly. But, however, it's a sanctuary city, so there's a lot of Hispanics and illegal aliens, and I kind of live among them.
Right.
I live in a trailer park, and that's kind of where they are all at.
Okay.
And it was out of control yesterday.
Yeah.
The cop was, flying around the streets on the loudspeaker telling them, "Hey, guys, stop the fireworks." But, of course, they don't listen.
Right. And
then, 10 minutes later, I see the cop, totally speeding and pulls a Yui in my cul-de-sac. And, I'm not against fireworks.
Right.
But it's they're not celebrating July 4th. They're not
right.
Freedom, independence. In my opinion, I think it's they love to break laws, and, fireworks are a way you can break the law here as well.
Yeah. They just love any excuse to party.
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
And there's no respect for your neighbors at all. They're shooting them off past midnight. Everything you shoot off has to come down.
True.
These trailers are 10 feet apart. So I got debris all over my yard.
Yeah.
And then you say you want to talk to them and say, hey guys, like, I don't mind you doing fireworks, but don't shoot them over my house. They go, no speak English, no comprende.
Really?
How? Yeah, I can sit out on my porch and I don't think I'll hear English like for a week. I mean, I'll be sitting there for a while before I hear someone say anything in English.
Wow. And this is what we want in America.
I guess. I don't know. 'Cause even the Boulder liberals will say, oh, no fireworks. Don't shoot them off. They're going to burn the city down.
Right.
And they're freaking out. But then you say, hey, well, the people shooting them off are the Hispanics. And then they drop it. They're like, well, if we tell them not to do it, that'll be racist.
Yeah, it's pathetic, man. What a mess. In Boulder, Colorado. Who knew?
I was looking into it because I'm like, how does it become a sanctuary city? They did this like 2 days before Trump got into office.
Is Boulder the capital?
4th? No.
Okay.
Denver is the capital.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
40 minutes away.
Right.
But they made Boulder a sanctuary city days before Trump went into office because Trump was going into office. They didn't look at, no research was done. They were just like, oh, Trump's going to build a wall and be hard on immigration, so let's let them stay here illegally. Yeah. And they've killed. I mean, fentanyl numbers are through the roof now here. I mean, I don't even remember hearing about fentanyl.
Wow.
2016, 2017, and now it's up 20, 25 times.
Yeah, so it's not just a sanctuary for illegals, it's a sanctuary for drugs to overdose, for the people to overdose on. What a shame. Yeah, I'm looking at the Boulder, Colorado mayor since 2021 anyway. Aaron Brockett. Aaron Brockett, as part of the city's commitment to advancing racial equity, there's a communist buzzword, Mayor Aaron Brockett has attended the Advancing Racial Equity Role of Government and Bias, blah, 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 blah. Role of Government and Bias and Microaggression Trainings. How embarrassing, man.
It's such a mess here, man. Every single one of the city council members are the exact same person. I mean, they're not, but you know what I mean.
Right, yeah, I get you.
They support all the same mess. They call out white people every other week. And, well, Aaron Brockett, actually, his kid is transgender.
Oh. You didn't know how to say it.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was his son, and now he's not his, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain it.
Confusion reigns. Wow.
Yeah, and, I mean, it never ends. Hake, they hired him to the government, or her, whatever.
Right.
They gave him a job in the Environmental Advisory Board. So this guy that doesn't even know what he is going to wake up and go, oh, we need to do this for the environment. Like, you don't even know what you are, dude. You shouldn't be in the government at all. I mean,
nepotism.
You should be in a hospital getting help, but instead we let you run our city and it's such a mess here, man. I love it here in Boulder.
Right.
I mean, it's so pretty.
I've been to Boulder. It's beautiful. Used to have family friends out there. But, Boulder,
so pretty,
Loveland. I don't know if Loveland is close by. But anyway.
It's 10 minutes and I'm in the mountains, It's just
That's
awesome. And I can see them from my house.
Yeah.
But this stuff is so infuriating. I was one of the few people that spoke against their gun ordinances.
Uh-huh.
And even the Republicans, quote-unquote Republicans in the Boulder City Council, they passed every single gun ordinance.
Wow.
And then they're like, oh, I just want to thank the woman city council liberal that has dedicated her career to taking away people's guns. This will be your everlasting legacy. Like,
Wow.
What are you? What? I voted for you, man. You're such a, can I say cuck? Or is that a...
Yeah, I know. I hesitate to use it, but you can, yeah, you said it. But it's true.
I guess I shouldn't ask.
I know. No, you're fine. I appreciate you asking. Yeah.
But they are all that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like it's at the point of no return. You know, you don't want to, you know, give up, I guess.
Right.
But
True.
when you realize that the Hispanics make 25% of Boulder now, you're going to have to get so much of the white vote
Yeah.
to end the sanctuary city. I mean,
I know.
in Boulder, is that ever going to happen? Are you going to have 7 out of 10 white people in Boulder say, yeah, we probably should end the sanctuary city?
That would be nice. It is
Yeah,
possible. It's still possible. Don't lose hope. I mean, you don't want to put your hope in results anyway, but make sure you stick with prayer so you can be a light rather than let this darkness drag you down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think, you know, that staying in the present really helps with that. You're not, you know, thinking that it's all over. You know, if you stay in the present, you can fight
Right.
today, tomorrow, the next day.
Yeah. Don't get tired of.
Hopefully.
Don't get tired of facing evil and speaking truth to the lies.
Right. It's not that it's tiring. It's
don't be hopeless.
Yeah, that's what it kind of feels like. I
Right.
mean, even with Jesse, he's been speaking the truth for 30 plus years.
Yep. And it's
And I
gotten
think he
worse.
does an amazing
the world,
job, but it's gotten so much worse.
the world at large has gotten worse, but individuals' lives, like God's looking for the few. It says that in the Bible.
Right.
Most are going to destruction. So he has still been effective as a light in the world, despite the world getting worse. Individual people's lives have gotten way better.
He's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's hard to say, the world has not gotten better in
Oh, no, it hasn't.
the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Not even close.
It's only gotten more interesting, more insane, more evil.
Yeah, definitely.
Seemingly, to me.
It's out of control right now.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Brett. I appreciate you. Call me again sometime.
Yeah, thanks for letting me call in, Hake. I will give you a call sometime later.
And happy White History Month to you.
Yeah, happy White History Month, guys.
All right. Take care. Wow. Very interesting. Boulder, Colorado. Scott in Columbus, Ohio is on the line, wants to talk about White History Month. How are you doing, Scott?
Doing fantastic. How are you doing, sir?
Doing fine as well. Thank you, man.
Hey, I'm going to make this an annual thing to remind people about Robert E. Lee and his grandfather, Richard Henry Lee II, I believe.
Okay.
And he introduced a resolution. It's called the Lee Resolution.
Really?
I think it was the Continental Congress, or when they met to declare independence from Britain. It was his resolution that it was kind of the rough draft of the Declaration of Independence. And if a lot of people read up on him, I think he was governor of Virginia. He was, a lot of good stuff that he was. The House of Virgins or something like that. There's like 2 houses in Virginia for the legislators.
Say that again?
I apologize. I'm having a hard time pronouncing it.
Okay.
The legislators.
Legislators?
Yes.
Okay. What about him?
He was an interesting man. He was a journal. He was good friends with George Washington. Being a Mason, that's another thing he was.
Say again who this is. I got totally distracted and I zoned out. this is a relative of General Lee? Is that who it is? Who is it you're talking about?
Yeah, this would be Robert E. Lee's grandfather.
Okay. I apologize.
So
I totally zoned out. Go ahead.
Richard Henry Lee II. So he's a founding father.
Nice.
He was well known among the Masons, the Freemasons that were, planning stuff to help bring the new nation about.
The Freemasons.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, there's a lot of them.
Right.
The top people were Masons.
I heard that Washington was. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. But
it's all a good thing. Within Masonry, they have rules and regulations that they have to follow. And if you become a criminal, obviously they ask you to leave, and they, are going to prosecute you. Just
right.
Like you're not above the law if you're a Mason. So.
Yeah. True. Hopefully. At least back then, right?
Yeah, way back then.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if you've ever talked to a Mason and what it's all about, but it's public knowledge who the members are. So it's not like a secret society. It's not like the.
Oh, you can find out.
Italian people.
Okay.
Yeah, you can call the lodge and say, is this politician a member of the lodge?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. JLP interviewed a Freemason, older, not totally old, but on the Fallen State a few years ago. And
yeah, I remember that.
I have not caught that particular interview, but he talked about all that stuff. Okay. Yeah. I shall check it out. And so you're saying back then it was. Back then, are you a Mason? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You were raised by a Mason, so you got into it that way, or how did you get into it?
Well, I have family that are members, and you can go back hundreds of years, and there's members, and I've been a member of the lodge. I led a lodge.
Wow.
And so on.
Are you a Gen Xer or a Gen Yer, a millennial?
That stuff all confuses me.
Okay.
I was
in your
born
40s
in
or 50s? What's that? Born in 70? Okay, so you're
born in the 70s.
Okay, you're solidly a Gen Xer. All right, man.
Okay.
Wow. So, are you allowed to be a Christian, a normal Christian as well as a Mason?
I assume you are, because
What do you mean you assume? You are. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been kicked out, so.
Right.
I mean, from what I understand, what the Masons are, they're a civic society, right? They're a civic group. It's not a religion. It has religious overtones, like any organization might,
True.
A civic group might just want to participate and be good civil individuals among society, support people. If you look at how America was developed and all that, a lot of lodges were like the foundation, and a lot of the older politicians and priests, or maybe not priests, but pastors and things like that, Protestants, learn how to public speak in the lodge. So it's like memorizing stuff, public speaking. So it developed communities and westward, and it's just it was just good. Still is.
So I'm looking at the, I see Richard Lee II, and I see Henry Lee II. Both of them were colonels back in one of them was a colonel in the 1600s. I mean, he was born in the 1600s and lived until early 1700s. And then Colonel Henry Lee II lived until 1787, so he's probably the one whom you're talking about. It says that, according to Wikipedia, very reliable source, that he is grandfather of Robert E. Lee. It doesn't say any Richard in his name, just Henry Lee II.
Okay, that's fine. But if you type up Richard Henry Lee or the Lee Resolution.
Oh, okay.
That's where I found
additional
information.
They may not
Google,
have all the info. So, okay. Just wanted to see if I could clarify. But I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for your White History Month contribution. Some say that Masonry is satanic. They worship the light, which is Lucifer. And did you have to ride a goat? Is that true? Or is that a joke? Why are you laughing? I don't know what that means.
I think that's something like like people ask questions about it, so we kind of like joke with them about nonsense. Like they say it's this and they say it's that. So we just like play along, and we're just like, tell me more about it. Oh, really? Tell me more.
That's funny.
You know. So.
Okay. That's funny, man. Okay. Well, I gotcha. Appreciate the call, man. And happy White History Month. Hope you had a great Independence Day, Scott.
You too, sir.
All right.
Great day. Bye.
Take care. Wow. Okay, so before I get to more calls, let me talk some trash about this trash-talking, funny governor Gavin Newsom. Did you know that, should I ever play, like, Joanna Newsom? You guys ever heard of Joanna Newsom? This lady with this squealy voice. I like her music, actually, and her voice, actually. And so what does that tell you about it? Probably not that good, right? Because you guys don't like Hake's music, because it's fake music. But this is Joanna Newsom's cousin. Yeah, she was like this indie music queen or whatever. She played the harp and squealy voice and very fancy long melodies and different things. Well, here is Gavin Newsom, her cousin. According to Real Clear Politics, Gavin Newsom, the beta governor from California, hits alpha governor Ron DeSantis. Or is he an alpha? Or is he just pretending? What in the world? Oh, Rob Dunn. I don't know, man. I timed you out, man. Because, I don't know, it seemed weird. It seemed weird. Mason's laying a casket, and Rob Nunn, don't take it personally, but I timed you out for 5 minutes. Anyway, funny. Kind of gross. But anyway, Gavin Newsom hits Ron DeSantis. I don't know if he's an alpha governor or not, but I prefer Ron DeSantis to Gavin Newsom for sure, right? Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor, Republican. And he blasts Republicans, too, in a campaign ad, and he's campaign adding in Florida. Here in California, we still believe in freedom. So he tweeted this out. This is clip 11. You guys have been begging for clip 11, some of you. It has become a meme. I do 11 so that I don't interact with Nick Stream's clips, which he makes for the Jesse Lee Peterson show. He goes clip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hopefully he doesn't do more than 10 clips, right? Because otherwise there would be 2 clip 11s. He never has. And so I start with clip 11. Isn't that clever? Clever Hake. Anyway, we're about to celebrate Independence Day, tweeted Gavin Newsom nuisance yesterday, but freedom is under attack by Republican leaders in states like Florida, banning books, restricting speech, making it harder to vote. I can't talk like this. I need practice. I need water too. Criminalizing women and doctors. Oh yeah, because they're killing the babies in the womb. It's time to stand up. Don't let them take your freedom. Well, that's not exactly his voice, but you can hear Gavin Newsom with clip 11. Could start at clip 100 if you wanted, says Fresh Prince. But that's too many characters. Anyway, here it is. There you go.
It's
Enjoy.
Independence Day, so let's talk about what's going on in America. Freedom, it's under attack in your state. Your Republican leaders, they're banning books, making it harder to vote, restricting speech in classrooms, even criminalizing women and doctors. I urge all of you living in Florida to join the fight, or join us in California, where we still believe in freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom to choose, freedom from hate, and the freedom to love. Don't let them take your freedom.
Paid for by Newsom for California Governor 2022.
Look at that clean-faced poser. What a Chad, though. He has like such a Chad type of look. And then he wastes it by being a coward. Master Jim is still hidden on YouTube. Not by me. I look for him in the hidden section, and believe me, my hidden section is long. And no, he's not there. He's not hidden, I don't think. Freedom from hate. Freedom from hate. And it has this rainbow flag. That is pure hatred. Hatred is what perverted you to be all into that mess. And his phony, bright voice. Oh, come join the fight. I can't even be as fake as him. Or can I? Yeah, I can be fake. Chad, you look like he never handled a hammer in his life. I know, he holds his hands like this. I know, but he looks like he probably exercises a little bit. At least he's not fat like J.B. Pritzker. Or that rhino from New Jersey. Remember that rhino governor? Whom I actually kind of like sometimes. You know, that fat guy who hugged Obama and helped get Obama get reelected after that, some crazy thing. He's got skinny soy arms, is Epstein's ghost. Yeah. I mean, what a phony guy. It's basically like an unserious, in my opinion, an unserious troll. Banning books. Yeah, because you're not supposed to have vulgar stuff promoted to kids. Give me a break. Like Amazon is not a book burner against Confederate beautiful paraphernalia. They book burn. They hate real American flags like this one. You could not sell this beautiful flag. I'm pointing to my beautiful rebel flag. It's gold fringed or gold tinged, but and it's upside down. I mean, it's right side up now. By the way, shout out to Michelle67. To God be the glory, says this thing. And shout out to Get a Job too, by the way. I'm not Get a Job. Get a Job is Get a Job. But you cannot buy this rebel flag or sell it. Cannot buy or sell this Christian American, Southern loving, white people loving flag. I'm sorry, I thought this was America. What, this is not America? I was told I need to like slur my speech because the guy who says that in some degenerate TV show that's funny, or used to be funny, was drunk when he was doing that, drunk and acting out. And you're not supposed to be drunk in public. At least not in civilized cities. If you're white. In America. So, but this guy is pretending to be for freedom. He's for everything evil. Flags are love? You're LGBT IQ mess. What a phony guy, huh? Anyway, let me get to Rick in Maine. Wants to talk about that shooting over there. Rick, how are you doing?
Hey, James, how are you?
Hey, doing fine. How are you?
Yeah, we're surviving. I'm out on the roads running out to Washington State this time.
Right.
So we got a good run. Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay.
How many red flares have people got to get flashed in their face before they realized they could have stopped this Highland Park situation? That kid put out so many red flares in everybody's face before that took place.
Yeah.
I don't blame the kid or the firearm. I blame the female mayor.
You blame the female mayor?
Everybody seems to think that women have intuition and logic and good judgment about things. How many shootings have we seen in this country that have been done by people that have mental issues? are not being paid attention to, not being dealt with, and we end up with blood in the streets because of it.
Yeah.
Those people that think these women can lead, the blood is on your hands because you made the decision to put someone in office that is not capable because of emotions constantly to lead.
Well, you have to blame you have to blame the dummies who voted for her, because I bet you some males voted for her. Yeah,
exactly.
Is it true that she banned guns in that town? Like carrying, open carry and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
well,
like I said, those decisions have been made to the situations that we have today. So people, use your head for something besides a hat rack. When it comes to voting for someone, you don't vote for someone that controls their decisions with emotions.
Yeah.
It does not work. How many times have we got to witness this kind of violence because of bad decisions? It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until people realize who they're voting for and who is doing the voting for those individuals wake up.
Yeah. You know,
you cannot blame the firearm. It has nothing to do with it, with the exception of it being the tool of the disaster.
Right. Yeah, they don't want to get to the root of the issue. They are part of. They support the root of the issue. Honestly, they support the hatred.
That's exactly it, right there.
And malice.
And if they didn't support it, if they stopped supporting it, this whole mess would stop.
He like you said, he was known to law enforcement. I don't know if he was known by the feds, but the FBI is supposed to prevent stuff like this, but they seem to stoke it. I don't know.
How many illustrations? How many statements? How many times was he a person who posted his hate on public media? How many times did that kid reach out, say, "Hey, I've got a problem"? What did the people do about it?
Right.
Nothing.
I know.
And now, how many do we have dead because of it? 6+.
Yep. Such a shame. Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Wake up, America. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Take care.
All right, buddy. Have you a good one. Thanks for the airtime.
Yeah, you're welcome. Guys, I will get back to your calls, and I have some information to share with you from Pocket, but it's time for some music. Here is Vollmar, also known as Justin Vollmar, Jealous of Sue, on the 2006 album on Blue Sanct Records called OK, not to be confused with the band OK. Enjoy, guys, and I will be right back for hour 2. Hang tight, and I think you might like it. It's a Christian guy, and it's morally straight. It should be anyway. Here it is.
Judge you with dirty minds, so run away, run away, run away, run away. your place near the creek, but it's only meant for you, not for me. Sorry, Sue, I'm jealous of you. You've got a place so pleasant and so free. So follow the tracks to your place along the creek, where you can always go just to be.
Isn't this cool? By the way, nice beach scene, huh? Shout out to Vollmar, Justin Vollmar, on Blue Sanct Records, BLUESANCT, all one word. I think that's how you spell it. Such a good good movie, good song. I was reading the chat and made me think movie because somebody asked if Juno is a good movie. Very nice, very beautiful. Wasn't it somewhat catchy and somewhat upbeat, even though he sounds like depressed or something? Or, I don't know. Juno soundtrack? No, it's not. It's 2006, this thing. And Juno was not, I don't think it appeared in Juno. I didn't watch that movie, so I wouldn't know. I'm a Christian. I don't watch that evil person who calls herself Elliot Page? It's Ellen Page, huh? Well, not that you would have known back then, but anyway. Okay. But anyway, thank you guys for bearing with me through that beautiful music. I will look, I'll look for Jim, his name too. Yeah, I didn't see Master Jim in my band list. I will look for Jim Justice. But by the way, I don't think that it was Lord Bibby. I think you were just falsely accusing him out of your imagination, buddy. Because I don't know how you could even know who banned you. You know what I mean? Let's look. Jim Nope, it's not showing up. It is not. Right, okay, cool. Yeah, so you're free, you just don't know it. Okay, just having a little side conversation with the people who have problems chatting on Hake's YouTube channel. Thank you for bearing with me through that, guys. Yeah, I didn't ban Jim Justice. I mean, I saw Master Jim was banned, I unbanned him. Or he was hidden, I unhid him. Okay, so that happened yesterday morning before he even called. Because I saw like an email come in. Anyway, before I get back to calls, hang tight, Kevin in New York. You're coming up next. You can call in 888-775-3773. But first, let me share with you this Pocket article. You know, I check out Pocket. It comes up when I open up Firefox. And I started using Firefox more. I know you're not supposed to use it. You're supposed to use the Brave browser or something like that. Brave was the Christian version. Firefox, very un-Christian. But, you know, I use different things. I was using Safari, but it's quit working on some of my computers. Anyway, 5 surprising things that happen to your body when you don't get enough sleep. And by the way, when you sleep is important too, I hear. I've mentioned Dr. Singh before. He says 10 to 5. 10 p.m. till 5 a.m. is ideal. That's 7 hours, right? 8 hours, they say. 9 if you're like growing, if you're a kid, or even 10 sometimes if you're you're a high schooler, you're exercising a ton, you're also growing, having a growth spurt, like inches in height. This article appeared in prevention.com back in 2020, in December of 2020, by Corin Miller, Korin Miller. And I'm not going to mention some of the things, at least not explicitly, because in my opinion it's a little gross. But Even before the scamdemic, more than a third of Americans weren't getting the recommended 7+ hours of nightly sleep. And I heard that 6 hours is okay. Like 6 hours. Less than 6 is a little bit too little. But 6 hours, I do notice that I suffer a little bit more. But that's basically what I get. And so a lot of people get like 3 hours of sleep. I know that Trump gets like 3 hours of sleep, and then he drinks a whole bunch of Diet Coke from a bottle or a glass bottle. Not plastic, not aluminum, glass. Maybe it's healthier. But industry professionals recommend 7+ hours of nightly sleep. And I think it's a good idea. You know, JLP has talked about, and I don't know that he always gets that, right? But he has talked about being healthy. You know how he seems healthy, strong as an ox. Can beat up all of us in the office. And he says, lots of rest, prayer, eat right, exercise. I sleep 5 hours and I feel fine, says Nugget Man. Right on. Yeah, some people don't need as much. It's quite possible. But do you stress your body? Do you test it? Because I noticed that if you don't exercise or do stuff, then you don't realize how much weakening of your body that you are doing. Like with the wrong kinds of food, you know. Anyway, 68% of Americans, by certain estimates, right, say they just aren't getting enough rest. Their own fault, right? Because they have no peace, so they go to bed and then they get up. Or else they stay up too late drinking wine or watching TV or going on the internet or whatever. They say as I mentioned, early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy and wealthy and wise. Somebody said that that's a Benjamin Franklin quote. He was one of the founders. Was he a Christian? Is that cheesy? Is that silly? Corny? But anyway, I think it's a fair quote, right? It's good to be early to bed, and it's good to get up early too, by the way. You can have mental fog, but there's other stuff that goes on. How well your heart pumps blood. Most of the systems in our body are predicated on some process of renewal or need for sleep, explains board-certified sleep medicine researcher. Wow. W. Christopher Winter, MD, medical doctor, author of The Sleep Solution, Why Your Sleep is Broken and How to Fix It. I'm not saying I recommend the book. I don't even recommend Pocket necessarily, but anyway. Sleep is a fundamental aspect of our thinking, our ability to function, and our immune system. It impacts pretty much everything we need to survive. So turn off your phone, close the shades, hop into bed early tonight, they say. If you don't, here's how a lack of sleep may impact your body. Be afraid! Just playing around. It can hurt your immune system, though. I do notice that if I don't get enough sleep, I'm more likely to get sick. And sickly Hake is always getting sick. I get sick more than anybody around here. It's embarrassing. There is a very strong link between sleep and the immune system in general, says Michael Awad. Nice American name, medical doctor, chief of sleep surgery. Sleep surgery at Northwestern Medicine, chief medical officer at Peak Sleep. P-E-A-K. The body repairs just about every cell in the body when it comes to sleep. Sleep deprivation lowers the body's ability to mount an immune response. Now, there's times to stress your body. There are times, right? There are times to work hard, get very little sleep. I think. You know, in the military, they showed you in the military. I remember hearing stories. I've never been. Cool wolf shirt. Thank you. I think it's a fox, but I'll take it. I've heard that, they make you go without sleep. And no coffee either. No stimulants, by the way, when they're training you. And they make you realize like how much more stress your body can take than you may realize. Because a lot of it's mental. Your attitude. I have to do it. I have no choice. I have to do it. People were sleeping, standing up in the military. I remember hearing stories. Sleep loss is linked to a higher risk of infection, according to the CDC. This scared woman-led CDC, but nonetheless, some of their information is good. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. One study published by JAMA, J-A-M-A, it's a medical journal, I think, found restricting a person's sleep for 4 hours a night for 6 days, followed by sleeping 12 hours a night for 7 days, can lead to a greater than 50% decrease in the production of antibodies to a flu vaccine. So you take the flu vax, it doesn't really help because you need your sleep. So get your sleep. It's more important than the vax, apparently, unless I'm reading this wrong. Basically, your body just can't mount the usual immune response when you're wiped out. Oh, very nice. Lack of sleep can also lower your immune system's ability to fight tumor cells. Oh, man, so your cancer grows. It's not a tumor. And lead to a generation of inflammatory cytokines, or whatever that is, whatever that word is. These proteins are secreted by the immune system and can cause the development of metabolic and cardiovascular disorders when you don't get enough sleep, when you have a lack of sleep. It can raise your risk of heart disease. You know, a lot of people die of so-called heart disease, at least in America, where we're fatter, more spoiled, less active. One study of nearly 117,000 people published in the European Heart Journal found people who slept less than 6 hours a night were at greater risk of developing heart disease than their well-rested counterparts. And, you know, part of it's you develop different habits going on, right? Too much caffeine, too much taurine, which I don't know what that is. Don't tell me. And too much other things, sugar. A lot of the people who don't get enough sleep because they're working so much or whatever, they don't feel that they can have healthy meals, like take the time to prepare a healthy meal or have somebody do it for them, get married or whatever. They go to fast food and stuff like that. So there's other stuff that gets involved, right? So anyway. Getting irregular sleep, having no consistent bedtime and wake time can raise your risk of having some kind of cardiovascular event, including stroke, which is when it goes to your brain, something like that. Congestive heart failure, coronary heart disease, per the Journal of American College of Cardiology. A tremendous number of mechanisms at play here. Tremendous is also tremendous, right? Says that Dr. Winter person. When you are sleep deprived or have fragmented sleep, your blood vessels lose, to some extent, the ability to expand and contract, to regulate things. People tend to be at higher risk of developing high blood pressure when they don't get enough sleep, which can be tough on your heart. Increased cholesterol levels. Not to scare you guys, because that's like counterproductive. Fear is bad for your health, too. Hopelessness is bad for your health, so don't be tripping out that, oh no, I'm not getting sleep. But anyway, this is just FYI stuff. When blood vessels start to form plaque, the heart has to work harder because sleep deprivation can also increase cholesterol levels. That's plaque inside your blood vessels. General inflammation, too, throughout your body. It can lower your T. You know how you're supposed to have high T? If you're a man, you're supposed to have lots of T. T is in testosterone. They say other things, but anyway, when you're fatigued, your brain prioritizes getting sleep over other things. Oxytocin can be lowered by sleep deprivation. One study in JAMA, J-A-M-A, however you pronounce the word, journal, restricted 10 men's sleep for a week and found that levels of the testosterone, that's the sex hormone that men have, as it lets them grow hair on their chest and stuff like that, I think. And also be tough and aggressive and stuff like that. It's good to have a certain amount of, a decently high level of testosterone. So hormone, and And watch, restricting 10 men's sleep for a week found that levels of testosterone in their bodies decreased by up to 15%. Wow. People who got more sleep than usual were more likely to have like higher T. FYI. Too much, you don't want to go too crazy with that stuff. Because, you know, people get all into sex and all that stuff. Don't go too crazy now. You're supposed to also, like, go to war and stuff, or work anyway. Remember what happened when King David didn't go to war? And he was supposed to go to war. When kings go off to war, he stayed around and looked out on some rooftop and saw some woman, some other man's wife on a rooftop. And he was getting too much sleep, so he had too much tea. And so he committed adultery. And then he committed murder to hide the adultery. And then his baby died. That's what you get. He was caught. He repented. Just like Trump repented too, by the way. It can raise your risk of weight gain, lack of sleep, by the way, guys. People tend to make bad eating decisions when they're tired, says Dr. Winter, whom I mentioned. They're typically more sedentary, less likely to work out. That's exercise when they're tired. You know, you're tired, get home all tired, zonked. You don't even feel like taking an hour walk. There's a journal called Sleep. People with restricted sleep had altered levels of endocannabinoids. Endocannabinoids, one of the chemical signals that affect the appetite and the brain's reward system. When people were sleep deprived, they ate more and unhealthier snacks between meals. Interesting, huh? Women who get less sleep, according to older research, tend to weigh more than better rested counterparts. Not in a good way necessarily, by the way. Increase your risk of diabetes. So how to get more shut-eye? Well, the diabetes thing, because lack of sleep deprivation is supposedly linked to insulin resistance, which can be caused by lack of sleep, which is kind of like feeds into the diabetes thing. Anyway, how to get more shut-eye. Go to bed at the same time each night and get up at the same time each morning, including on weekends. That's good advice. I don't know if that's going to happen, because I get up at like 4. JLP gets up at 3. Other people get up at like 3 or 2:30 or 3:30 or 3:45. I used to get up at 3:45 with no alarm. Wow. But now, I don't know. But it's a good thing to keep in mind, right? Do it if you can. Make sure your bedroom is quiet, dark, relaxing, and at a comfortable temperature. Well, the neighbor's got like bright light shining in my room. I'll blame that on my sickliness. It's the neighbors. It's light. No, there's no excuses, right? Remove electronic devices such as TVs, computers, smartphones from your bedroom. And I don't think that's just the signal. I think it's just because it's distraction. It's attempting to pick it up in the middle of the night, entertain yourself, and then you're worse off than if you just lay down and just do the silent prayer and be bored awake all night. You'd still be better rested than if you go to look at screens and get distracted and stuff. Avoid large meals and caffeine and alcohol before bed. Interesting, huh? Exercise regularly. Be physical active during the day. Can help you fall asleep more easily at night. Although I remember one time I exercised like at 6 or 7 p.m. and I couldn't sleep because I woke up my body. Whatever. Anyway, guys, that's interesting info, huh? Hopefully. Hope that helps. As promised, I have to get to Kevin in New York. Hang tight, callers. Kevin in New York, how you doing?
Hey,
Kevin.
I'm doing good, Hake. How you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you, man.
Hey, happy White History Month.
Thank you. Happy White History Month to you, too. Are you white or what are you, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm black.
Oh, right on. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. I talked to you before. The last time I called was to talk to you. We were talking about the Jesus Transfiguration on the mountain.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. Well, I'm calling this time to sort of expand on that and share some more information with you guys. I think it's really important because the things that I found out, it sort of works in a way to where if you understand it in the parabolic language within the Bible, it serves as almost like a gift from God, and will even give enlightenment on scriptures that people debate about nowadays.
And you said parabolic language. That means like how Jesus told spoke in parables, like stories that gave you like a life lesson, but you had to like kind of understand the meaning behind the story. Is that what you mean by parabolic language?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
There's some places in the Bible where I'm sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. It's just that it's much deeper than that in such a way to where even the disciples themselves, the people that Jesus chose, work in that same parabolic language in which we have to figure out. But the Bible has put it in a way to where only the people who have circumcised their hearts and their hearing could understand these things.
Oh, okay. Can you circumcise your own heart and hearing, or are you like, or what can you do? Or can you do anything?
There's nothing that you can do except to go and forgive. And, you know, the things that Jesse Lee Peterson talks about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's really stuff like that, and doesn't really require the least bit of effort.
Oh, okay. It does, maybe seeking helps, like, you know, like it does say seek and you will find. Something like that, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, yeah, only when the moment arises for it to
True.
Really has an effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But some of the things that I wanted to share had to do with Peter, for example, in the Bible.
Okay.
This is sort of an unofficial branding saying that this is something called the Peter principle. And how it works in parabolic language is that, you know how Jesus says to Simon that from this moment onwards you'll be known as Peter, and on this rock I will build my church.
That's right, because he was called Cephas before, huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
Not unless Cephas means the rock.
Peter means rock too.
I'm not sure. I've heard that before. I'm sorry?
Peter means rock too, I hear. Petra.
Oh, yes.
Like petrified wood is wood that's turned into stone. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's much, much deeper than that. And this is what I mean by how this seems to be a gift from God, if only people could realize it. That whenever in the Bible it says Peter, it could literally be read as the church.
Oh.
And the reason why I bring that up is because then people can figure out that every single time the Bible talks about Peter and has his interactions with Jesus, who is the Word, it then becomes the interactions between the church and the Word all throughout church history.
Interesting.
Oh, yes, it is very interesting. And, you know, it just shows the power of God through all of this. You know what I mean? Because it works consistently.
One thing that what you were about to go ahead with what you were about to say.
Oh yes, like I'm going to refer to another part where Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem, and then he revealed to his disciples that he would go on to suffer many things under the Jewish elders, high priests, and all that. And Peter then says to Jesus, Lord, he basically says, this will not happen to you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like, I won't let that happen to you. Uh-huh.
Yes, because he saw himself as his protector. The church seeing itself as the protector of the word.
Oh, okay.
Which is an indication that Christians had better not hold on to anything, even the Bible.
Yeah.
God himself.
Interesting.
That's when you get the sharpest rebuke to anybody in the New Testament against anybody. Jesus then turns to Peter and says, "Get behind me, Satan, for you basically hold what happens between mankind above what happens with God." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
he's trying to play God.
Principle.
He's acting like he's so tough. Right.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yes. It's nothing. It's not a label I want to put on myself, but I'm a little bit different from other Christians because I encourage everybody to not only read the Bible but the Apocrypha as well.
That's the Catholic portion of the Bible. It's Catholics and maybe some other types of Christian churches read the Apocrypha.
That's a good question because a lot of people think that it's Apocrypha. A lot of people think that it's Catholic.
Right.
But I don't think that it is. You know what I mean? To put it shortly, I think that the early church fathers were beta, basically, when putting together what we know as the canon of the Bible, because there's all kinds of things that were left out.
Okay.
That I think it's important for Christians to know.
Okay.
But not to hang on to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, for example, JLP was given what he thought was a Jewish Bible because it's called the New Jerusalem Bible, but it turns out it's a Catholic Bible, meaning it includes both the regular Bible plus the Apocrypha. So it has books like Ecclesiasticus, which is different from Ecclesiastes. It may have some of those other books like, would it have Thomas? I don't know if it would have the Thomas, but there's like other interesting books in it that are say some really cool things. They're biblical, according to the dictionary, which can be fake news. It says biblical or related writings not forming part of the accepted canon, canon, whatever that means, of Scripture, which is, I guess, group of Scripture. Sometimes not
definitely
considered genuine. Unknown authorship or doubtful origin, but still kind of sometimes deep stuff, huh? Or thought-provoking for sure. Yeah,
I think that it has been incorrectly labeled, some of these books incorrectly labeled as pseudo-text.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're surprisingly, get that, surprisingly, I truly believe that there's all kinds of things in the Bible pointing to the fact that there are actual 3 testimonies that we should take into account. What we understand as the Trinity of God is actually how he chooses to reveal himself through the Scriptures. Like, for example, the Old Testament is the Testament of the Father, New Testament is the Testament of the Son. And I believe that the Apocrypha is the testament of the Holy Spirit.
Huh.
And, yes.
That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Not that I recall.
It's surprising to me.
So I'm really told I have to wrap up. Pardon me for cutting you off, but the King James Version, 1611 version, some are saying in the chat, which the chat is real news, not to be confused with Wikipedia or Google or dictionary, which is fake news. King James Version 1611, according to this, had the Apocrypha. So, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, Kevin. Nice to hear from you, and thanks for the input on this stuff.
Thanks for taking my call, Hake. It was really good to talk to you.
All right. Yeah, good talking with you, too. Thanks. Call again sometime.
Have a good one.
All right, you as well. Peter must have been wealthy because everyone's always robbing Peter to pay Paul, says Butch in the chat. Shout out to the Facebook chat. Yes, Petra means rock. Petra means rock. I learned that from... Petra was a Christian band, right? Maybe to this day. Kyle B over there on streamlabs.com/the the Hake Report, says, I'm leaving. Maybe he means reading, though. But he says, I'm leaving Donald Trump Jr.'s book right now. Donald Trump Sr. definitely didn't keep him in a protective bubble. Well, thank you, Kyle B. Appreciate that super chat. Lisa J., our resident expert over there, health expert, by the way, and a lady over there on Facebook, says, Triple H, Hake's Helpful Hints segment. Wow, very kind. Rob Nunn says, Hake, tucking in your stomach for a long period of time puts a toll on your internal organs and chest and bad for blood circulation. Oh, I thought that proper posture meant that you're supposed to suck in your gut. So I guess you're supposed to, but you're not supposed to, like, let it all hang out, are you? That's poor posture. Ragnar0321 over there on this Odyssey, Odyssee, says, please refrain from using the term Chad and Gavin Newsom in the same sentence again, James. The noticer says about the parade shooter. He's half Jewish. I don't know if that's true, but the noticer says so. And is the noticer fake news? I don't know. Is the noticer more reliable than Google or dictionary? Perhaps so. Let me get to David, a first-time caller in Chi-Town, Illinois. Or is it Chi-Town? Chicago, Illinois. David, thanks for calling and holding. How you doing?
Yo, what's up? Hey, news, not the fake news.
That's right. Stay close to your phone so you come through loud and clear.
Oh, yeah, I'm all over in my mouth.
You know, it's kind of coming in and out. I'm going to have to put you on hold, David.
Okay.
All right. And we'll get your phone right. Hang tight, okay. Don't hang up. Unless the screener tells you to, and call right back. Hold on, man. Hold on. In the meantime, let me get to Bobby in Tejas. Bobby in Texas, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing, buddy?
Doing fine. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind, but I wanted to change my topic from what I had told the great Daniel.
Okay, yeah. He had originally called in to talk about the Pope's Roe v. Wade remarks. What did you want to talk about instead?
Yeah, I decided they weren't interesting. They were a dime a dozen. So I wanted to talk about two things that I had kind of also seen this morning. One was the letter from, or the comments from Brittney Griner to the Joe Biden, President Biden.
Yeah, she hand wrote a letter to Biden, and somehow the media got a hold of it, saying, I'm afraid I may be stuck here forever.
So, yeah, telling them like, we're trying to include all the other people in there. So I guess if that's the case, she can be last, right? As long as we get the other people in, she can be last one. She's trying to throw in other people like we and us. We're stuck over here. Don't forget about us.
Yeah,
Biden, and talking about how she, I voted for the first time in 2020, and I voted for you.
Right.
Like, well, in that case, we'll get her out of there. And,
yeah.
Geez.
No, she got what
she
gets what she deserves. You're the one who wanted to leave her there. Let her rot, huh?
Yeah, let her rot.
Oh, man.
Every time I see a post, anything about her, I comment, hashtag keep Griner. So, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
You got a lot of, you by a racetrack or something? There's a lot of racket out there.
I'm working outside.
Okay.
I'll get in my car, but I have my car in the shop right now, so I'm kind of in the element.
Okay. Well, it sounds cool, man. Go ahead.
But yeah, the other one I called was, I don't know if you caught Kari Lake's interview with some Australian CNN type deal.
Kari Lake.
She just she's the, I believe, governor of Arizona, right?
Oh.
I think she's governor.
Yeah.
But she's pretty based. Like, I like her. Like, as much as I kind of agree with you. I don't really like women in office, but I'll be honest, the women are the only ones that are really putting up any fight these days.
I know. Well, except for Paul Gosar, and I mean the men. They banned the men from government.
I almost don't feel like they're even on the level. Even I like Paul Gosar. I don't have a problem with it. I even like Matt Gaetz.
Right.
But if you were to say who's causing them the most strife, it's women in politics, right, on the right side. Like, what's her name? Boebert, MGT.
Yeah.
MTG, whatever it is, and Carrie Lake. Hey, you probably saw her interview where she was talking to the woman from CNN, and she was like wanting to give her an interview, and she told her, "Oh, yeah, sure, as long as it airs on CNN Plus."
Oh, I saw that. That was cute. It was funny.
Like the Asian lady's like stunned, like, that's not a thing because of your propaganda. But her one with the guy from Australia is like very Trump-esque. Like, she just blasts him, like gives him like both barrels, and the guy's just like has no response really to any of it.
Right.
So something for you to kind of look at. I'll try and find it and I'll email it to you and you can check it out. But it's worth at least a quick watch, whether you put on a show or not. It's still worth just a quick watch.
Well, I appreciate it, Bobby. Thank you for the tips.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate them trying to push for what's right, especially Marjorie Greene. I call her a queen.
I do too. I put it on every, same thing with Griner. I always try and kind of troll the boards anytime there's a story, because they're always negative. They're never a positive Marjorie Greene story. It's always some kind of hate article where they're like, oh, she's terrible. She's pushing this nonsense. So I like to go in there and be like, yeah, Queen Green. She needs to run with Trump.
I don't want her running things, but she's our Esther. Remember Esther in the Bible? She spoke up for the Israelites, her fellow Jews, I think, and Israelites who were being targeted for genocide by the evil people who were running the show. And now Marjorie Greene is standing up for the Trump supporters and real American patriots who are being smeared and risking her life.
Who have no voice. And she's, her and a couple others are stepping up and doing the best the best they can. I mean, it's a tough job, because they don't have much, either. We're all so being held down, but they're the only ones that are standing up. You don't see all these other elected officials just blasting, the liberals on everything, but you'll definitely catch MTG doesn't let something go. She's like, I'm gonna call everything I see and I'm gonna throw it all out there, and I'm not gonna even worry about the repercussions of what I say. I'm just gonna say whatever I want. I kind of like that.
Canadian David says, "Run with Trump." Whoa, slow down the simping, buddy.
That's pure joke. I don't want to run it.
Right. Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, no, I was just playing. I don't want her running for vice president. I'm happy with her being over in Georgia doing that thing. I don't want her.
Yeah, and hopefully she's able to get back home and tend to her family so that she doesn't become another. What's that woman's name whose family's a mess now? And she was governor of Alaska, and she ran for president. Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin needs to tend to her family and just be a mother and a grandmother.
Isn't she running for Congress?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, Sarah Palin.
She's running for Congress or senator right now.
I used to love her. I mean, I love her, but I used to be if I love anybody, but I used to be like, oh yeah, Sarah Palin for president. What a mess. But thanks, Bobby. It's great hearing from you, man. Take care.
Yeah, thanks, man. Have a good one.
All right. Back to David in Chi-Town, or is it Chi-Town? Chi-Town? Chicago, Illinois. David, are you there?
Chirac.
Chirac. How you doing, man?
Happy birthday, bro. Is it still your birthday?
Yeah, it was just my birthday. Last July 17th of 2021, I turned 40.
Wow.
And it's going to be my birthday again in a couple weeks or less.
Yeah, man. I was happy you was talking about all that health stuff, man. That's pretty important.
Yeah.
Guys that don't want to take care of themselves.
Right.
It's super important.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the basis of a strong man to lead a family. If he's not there physically, we need him like that too, as well as spiritually leading. But
right.
The physical side is important too.
Yeah. You you got a family of your own you're taking care of? Not to be. Yeah. You don't have to dox yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway, nice.
No. I got 2 kids.
Right on, man.
I was gonna ask JLP. I wasn't married, but I've been with this girl forever, and
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're in like we're like marriage by law, by like living together. But
Oh, okay.
other than that, it seems fine. I mean, we have our little differences, but I try to get through it all.
You're not going to marry her in the normal sense?
I don't really know. That's another question. Like, I don't even know if is it necessary to do it to get a license, or should we just go to a church or something and kind of like do it, or just between us? I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See what you want to do. See what you should do. I think it's good to do the traditional route and get married properly. Make an honest woman out of your children's mother, whom you've been living with. I don't know, but do what you want. You got to know what your you know your situation better than I do.
Yeah.
If you do want private counseling, if you're confused about what to do and you're praying and you just want a little bit of extra advice, you can call the bond office for private counseling with JLP. He has excellent advice. Never steered me wrong. And rebuildingtheman.com/counseling or 800-411-BOND, 1-800-411-2663. And it's affordable. So if you're interested in that, check that out. But right on, man. You're right. You get your sleep and all that properly?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, you got to. Because
Nice.
let me check it out. I was a fat guy, right?
Okay.
Like, let's say 200 pounds. Now I'm 152.
Oh, right on.
I even dropped a lot of weight just recently this last 6 months. I was 175. Now I'm 152. But, man, I'm getting my T levels up.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Yeah. Another thing, too. If y'all don't mind, stop eating so much like food that like is in plastic containers, because in reality, that's what gives you the heart attack. We're accumulating a lot of plastic.
I have heard that.
That gets in our heart, our veins of our heart, our arteries, and they make like these microscopic jagged edges, right? And that's where the fat gets clogged in. And then you know how fat gets cold, it gets hard. So if you have a lot of plastic consumption, that would lead to something. To arthrosclerosis, like that heart disease.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but and also just take if y'all want to like listen to Dr. Berg on YouTube, he's pretty cool. He's got a lot of stuff that you would be interested in.
Oh, I appreciate. Send me that. Send me that info, so because I don't want to promote anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to promote anything on air that I'm not familiar with. But.
Yeah, no, he's
I appreciate.
So he just tells you the basics on that.
Well, right on, man. Yes.
Chemical function.
If anybody heard that, send it to the Hake Report at gmail.com or tag me on Twitter or whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. I just don't want to promote it on air because I'm not familiar with it, But
yeah.
I appreciate
he's right on the money. Yeah.
The micro is that microplastics that you're talking about, or just plastic pieces that get into you?
Everything that you consume that has plastic, it would definitely leach into whatever you're eating. So if you purchase any items that are in glass, that would be better. And then
okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty. But all of our food is pretty much encased in plastic, so that's gonna be hard.
Not to dox you or anything, you don't have to answer this question. But how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then 150 is about right for you then.
Yeah, now I'm on the money.
Nice.
I could take my shirt off.
Well, congratulations, man.
I don't have man boobs. I got a chest.
Good for you. So you're all right. Cool, man. Well, I wish you well, and do consider, if you're interested, private counseling with JLP, or you can just call him on air on his show if it's something that's not too private, And
yeah, no, it's not. It's just a super hard question because the woman, she's good and all, but
no woman is good.
She's not. Right. That's right. Maybe I'm not there yet enough so that she can be like totally under.
But you're living with her and you have 2 kids by her, and maybe you want to just. I've heard.
No, I like it.
I have heard JLP recommend to others. No sex for like a year. Just provide for her and your kids, I guess, if you want to do that, and then see, and then you guys can see each other clearly rather than just being hooked on the sex and all that mess. But, and again, I recommend, he's the expert on that type of stuff. So, nice.
No, I just like what you were talking about. I love talking about stuff like that. But people say it's boring, but I like that.
Nice. You doing JLP's silent prayer?
Yeah, I do it. I do it in the steam room in the morning.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if that's acceptable, but I'd be up in the steam room.
Well, pray without ceasing. Jesus prayed early in the morning while it was still dark. He would get up and go off by himself and pray quietly.
Yeah, that's what's up. I need to get up. I need to get on that level. But I do understand that the prayer at night would go hand in hand with helping you develop like your good sleeping habits.
Yeah, true.
If you were to put the phone down and do that.
Yeah.
And then also just load up on a lot of melatonin. I know you can't overdose on that, but that will help you.
Okay.
Just go to sleep. Real quickly.
I don't necessarily disavow or avow that advice, guys. I don't know, but thank you, man.
I can personally say because I've been taking them, and it works great.
All right.
It works great. Dark room.
But you're Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
So you guys can put anything in your body and you'll be fine.
I hope so.
Right, because they can deal with,
strong back.
or they don't even mind having. Anyway, I better not say it. I appreciate it, David. It's great hearing from you. Call me again sometime.
You got it, buddy.
All right, take care.
God bless you, man. See ya.
You as well. God bless. You know, the Bible says physical exercise is of some value, but spiritual strength is something lasts unto like eternal life, something like that. Oh man. Pretty funny stuff. You know, I have another pocket article, a couple of pocket articles I wanted to share with you guys here. Let me make sure that I've covered everything that's in my, as far as pictures go in my folder. Yeah. Okay, so, oh, you know what? Before I get to that, let me share this quote that you heard from Bobby in Texas. He was like trash talking that black lesbian, light-skinned black lesbian in Russia. I'm terrified I might be here forever. That's a quote shared by Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, and others were sharing it. That's WNBA star, and I put that in quotation marks when I was reading this on Hake News on the Jesse Lee Peterson show today. Brittney Griner, 2 T's, B-R-I-T-T-N-E-Y, Griner, G-R-I-N-E-R, in a handwritten letter to sleepy Joe Biden saying she fears she will be detained in Russia indefinitely. In the letter, Griner pleaded with sleazy Joe not to forget about her and other American detainees. Oh yeah, and others. So as not to seem selfish, you know? Makes me want to spit. Just kind of transparent, the phoniness. It's just like, you know, those people who I talk crap about these people all the time. Sorry, kids. But, you know, that guy from Back to the Future, Marty McFly, the actor, Michael J. Fox, I just remember it. I was a kid. He got Parkinson's, and all of a sudden he becomes a anti-Parkinson's advocate. It's just, whatever you're suffering, you become an activist and like a do-gooder in the name of curing whatever issue that happened to you. Or these liberal, dumb parents of children who get killed in school shootings or whatever become anti-gun activists against the Second Amendment. They're fake do-gooders who just are into emotions and ideology. It's all ego, you know? It's not real. It's not real, and it's not wise. It's not based in wisdom. It's not based in good reasoning or good sense. The Holy Spirit gives good sense to the godly, right? Russia has an acquittal rate in their courts of less than 1%. Sorry, Britt, says Lisa. Nick says she's bigger than the male soldier in this picture. Yeah, I've seen some of these pictures. Oh, do you have them handy? Oh, there she is. Look at how tall. I mean, granted, she's probably up a stair or two, but she is tall. She's one tall glass of water. But tattoos all over her body. And she's not that dark black, so the tattoos are visible. You know how blacks, when they get tattoos, you can barely tell that they're there. But she's light-skinned black. That means she's radical. Because she got some, I don't know, maybe she's mixed with Jewish or normal white or who knows what. But what is it with every mixed kid that's gonna goes psycho against the whites? Please do all you can to bring us home, Griner wrote. Light skin overcompensation. Yeah. I voted for the first time in 2020, and I voted for you, as you heard my caller say from Texas, Bobby. And I say you deserve what you get, woman, kind of. I mean, really, you brought it on yourself. Not that you're single-handedly responsible for Sleepy Joe's, Sleazy Joe's alleged election. I believe in you, she says. Lying. You're lying. She's just trying to butter Sleepy Joe up. I still have so much good to do with my freedom that you can help restore, she said. Yeah, repent, lady, and then you can do good. She's 31 years old, but detained since February 17th. And as I mentioned on Hake News, July 17th will be February, March, April, May, June, July. 5 months in detention, July 17th. That's my birthday, by the way. She's half Irish? Oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't know if that's true or not. It's not a normal white. Anyway, do I have a couple of minutes here? This was mildly interesting to me. See if I can do this. 5 ways to silence your toxic inner critic. Toxic, that's a liberal word. This is from Pocket. Stuck in a negative self-talk spiral? Here's what you can do about it. And it's by Cali Gov. Originally in Stylist magazine. Who knows what. And they say, negative self-talk is any inner dialogue limiting your ability to believe in yourself. You know how your mind is very powerful to empower you to do stuff or to debilitate you into not being able to do stuff? It's all my fault. Nothing looks right on me today. Why can't I be like them? I never should have. They must think I know I look awful today. I'm such an idiot. I'm not worth it. I can't do it. Those are examples. 14% of women have high levels of self-esteem. That's really low, I guess. I mean, self-esteem is a liberal word anyway. 83% of women say social media negatively affects their self-esteem, and yet they're on it, worrying their pretty little heads and nosying themselves in the world, meddling in the world, right? 40% of women compare themselves with other people's successful careers, and they shouldn't even have careers. 39% of women compare themselves with women they think look pristine without effort. 58% of women say that social media has changed how others view them and how they view others. This is from Stylist's Love Women campaign. Don't even know what love is. How can I overcome negative self-talk? 1, notice, be aware. That's good advice. Observe. Okay, yeah, that's good advice. Pay attention to your what's going on around you. Accept the situation with self-compassion. Oh gosh. Remind yourself, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being, and I have my own vulnerability. I try my best. That's not good advice, I don't think. Accept is a little bit okay, but when they elaborate, they ruin it. Replace. Make it a point to imagine yourself saying this to a treasured friend. If you wouldn't say it this way to a treasured friend, why would you say it to yourself like that? Question. Be curious to explore why you had a particular reaction and open up to your own dialogue with your voice and turn it on its head. Do, move, act. Let's move campaign. Being active is crucial to breaking the cycle of negative self-talk. Moving your body, playing music, dancing, singing, or taking action towards a new goal. Oh man, it's basically women advising women, and it's not good. But some of it is a little bit good advice, maybe. Like being aware, right? Right? Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. It's a little bit cringy. That's the ladies for you, though. But we are at the end of the hour, guys, end of the second hour. And you know I like to end before 2 hours is up so I can possibly get it up on gab.com. Shout out to my intern, my assistants, my volunteers. Very powerful. Thank you, guys. This has been the Hake Report. I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Hope you had a happy Independence Day. We will be having some cool things on the Bond YouTube channel. Become a member. Catch Nick's stream. He's been doing flight simulation. He's a very talented man. And the Jesse Lee Peterson Show and the Fallen State, guys. Thanks, and take care. Adios.